right in the front. Come right up to it.
Fancy. Fancy junk.
Yeah, we bought it.
Alright, I'll be right back with your other stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. What do you think the chances are this thing starts, huh?
Back up a little bit.
Look at smoke out of the pipe. That's a good sign. Might need a wee bit of a spritz.
Want me to spritz it?
No. You're savage. I'd get less ether in there if I had zip ties and pies pies. Spritz it. You're worse than he is.
Oh, yeah.
She's trying.
She wants to.
Optional. Which part is it? Just. Oops. Based on what I see around, just look at the truck over. It probably has a fuel delivery issue. Be my guess. It was for a second. Yeah, I got nothing. Get winching it. Welcome back, the old two-stroker YouTube channel. Today, we're working on junk because we bought more junk. So, you just watched us winch this piece of shit Ford onto the trailer. And what we got here is the local auction find. I bought it sight unseen on the proxy bid. And it just happened to be a local truck. And I've bought 3 of these, I think. 2 of them I know of anyway. Definitely 2. 453T swapped F250, F350s. And they're never local to me. I bought one out of California and one out of Washington State. And so when you see one come up locally, you buy it, regardless of how much you overpay. But it's a pretty solid old unit. Like, it's really pretty solid. Like, really pretty solid. Gotta get into the toolbox. I wasn't able to get in there. I haven't really looked this over. What you saw me winching it on a trailer is all I've seen of this truck. I bought it and then we went to go pick it up. I figured maybe it would fire up and run onto the trailer, but As you saw, I never get that lucky. Nothing I buy ever runs. So here we are. We pushed it into the shop and we're gonna get a look at her. I know it's got a fuel delivery issue. I'm not sure how bad or what it may be, but here we are. So we've got to find the fuel feed. We should probably check to see if there's fuel in it. We'll start there. And maybe we'll crank on it here just to see. Maybe it just wanted to come home and it didn't want to run there. Maybe that's what. I wonder if any of the lights work. Oh yeah. Look at that. It's like a real truck. Kinda, sorta. Any of the taillights work? Nope. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're on. Alright. Well, let's crank on it. Maybe we'll get lucky. Probably not. Is it? Oh, yeah. No?
He's dumping.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't I see any?
It's not like ground level. He's making smoke dump.
A little bit. That ain't shit, dude. Crank it.
To start.
A little bit. Alright. Give her a spritz. Maybe she wants to run. Probably not. Go ahead. Go ahead. Why are you stopping? Is that you stopping?
You want me to
Just keep cranking until it runs.
Alright.
That don't sound good. Wow, that sounds really strange.
I think it's just a starter gauge and it's trying to roll over.
Oh, maybe, yeah, like the starter's like not.
Looks like rolling faster than the starter.
Yeah,
Trying to crank it over.
yeah,
Can I try to give her another whirl?
yeah. All right. Can you hear an injector squeak in there?
No.
Go ahead. All right. I don't think it's getting fuel. All right. There's fuel in it. What we need to do is figure out, I'll show you over here. I noticed when I was picking it up, it's got a fuel tank selector, but I don't know what the settings are for it, if that makes sense. My old one had a handy little label somewhere that would tell you where you put this here device to like get fuel. Is that a... No, it is. What the f... I think they've got a 12-volt pump booger wired in here. It's gotta be what that is. Where's it go? Why would you do that? What's that thing? Boys, this thing's a fucking mess. I like all the insulation on the floor. I don't see a friggin' wire though. Oh, there it is. You can feel it. I mean, the good news is the floor's solid back here. It does run back there. Why would they go back there with a wire? And then where would they go with it if they went back there? I don't understand the logic behind that. Probably no logic, it's a farmer. Oh, I guess. What's back here? Well, not rust, that's good. Not that wire either. What's this? Heater? What the frig is that now? It's like the blower motor? Oh yeah. Great. There we go. No power in any of these. Key on? Key's on. That might be the one. Can't really tell. So what we'll do is we'll wedge it in somewhere. That's it. That's what it was. I don't know where this lever is supposed to be now. Is my next hang up. We found a bunch of papers in it that like date from '95, California. Yeah, it's fucking bone dry. Ooh. So what we can do is put our vacuum tester on here and I'll move the valve and then find out which way it starts to let fuel pass. I'm gonna do that off camera. I'm already tired of holding this goddamn thing. So I'll be back. All right, fellas, well, come to find out that pump must be to transfer fluid from one tank to the other. I thought that valve was, typically when you see them, like my other one had them, what that does is switch the engine between the front and the rear tanks. Well, that's not how this one works. It just, it's like a loop. So anyway, I got looking. The engine's hooked up to the front tank. It was boogered together. They bypassed this filter. Must have been thinking they had a filter issue, but I think they have a problem in the tank because I tried to suck fuel through this line and I couldn't. So what I did was I had a piece of brake line, thanks Scott, and stuffed it in my jugger. diesel. So we're gonna try to start it now. It should get fuel now, I would think. I'm not 100% sure what it's gonna actually do, but we'll set you guys up, and you know, worst case, we crank and continue to fail. No, that's not gonna really surprise anybody, is it? I've got nothing now. Now I'm holding crank. Like it doesn't even click or nothing. Oh, that's so f***ing classic. Well, I'm sure none of you are surprised. The ignition switch is bad. I hooked up the remote start button right to the starter, and that seems to be the cock for Dolly, so. Probably gonna take a real healthy bit of cranking before we get fuel up here again. Also gonna want, if you notice I didn't free up any injectors in today's episode, that's because it's a 453T and it should have a spring-loaded rack. So I'm just gonna pretend like it doesn't have stuck injectors because theoretically it can't run away anyway. So still not hearing any injector noises. Maybe I might end up having to pull the valve cover off. Maybe it did stick them. Like when I cranked it before, when I was cranking it at the place, I could hear the injector. That squeak sound that they make when there's fuel in them and they're working. I'm not hearing that at all right now. I'm not hearing nothing. There's a couple possibilities here. There's a little square key in these, in between the fuel pump and the governor that drives it. It's called the drive tang, drive key, whatever you want to call it. That could be broke, so the pump's not actually turning. From the look of this fuel, it was god awful, so it could have been gummed up inside that pump, and then when we went to turn it over, it snapped that tang. Wow, fellas, look at what we got here. Absolutely no stuck injectors. I've never seen it. We got for fuel 5A60. Pretty stock. Let's look in here and see if the, we'll make sure the blower's turning, which I can't see. That's not real helpful. Well, maybe we'll know if we crank it with my hand over it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's turning. I feel it. But I've got to ether it from over here. drive key sheared. Gotta be. Nothing. No fuel in this whatsoever. Nothing. I mean, we would know right away by pulling my line, disconnect my line where I had that connected. If there is no, what do you call it, fuel dribbling out of there. The pump ain't turning, or the pump is junk. That's never the case, like never. There was some fuel in there. Almost wonder if we got an air leak and we're not making prime. Let me take a look. All right, fellas. A lot of messing around. The fuel bucket's down here. I could not get this thing to pull fuel. Pulled the fuel pump off. The keyway is mint. Matter of fact, it even has the bigger key from the 8.2. Because they must have had a failure and it's a goddamn nightmare to get to. So yeah, just got it to go. Just now. So here we go. Oh shit. Let me look and see if there's an oil pressure gauge. Ain't even really hardly smoking. I ain't mad at that. Seeing a whole lot of oil pressure. Huh. Real hard to tell, to be honest with you. Dude, it's gotta have pressure. There's fucking... Seemed alright. There's oil everywhere. Not real worried about it. But at least it runs. Oh, it smells good. And it runs like really nice actually. I'm shocked it's not like super smoky, like runs good. Well boys, just like I suspected. Oh yeah, put a gauge on it. But unfortunately it's way down here. All the oil pressure. Runs great. I'm gonna put the valve cover back on it, and then put that crossover tube back on it, and see what it sounds like. I can't run it very long. We're just about out of fuel. You know how these things return like a shit ton of fuel. Well, everything in that bucket is going in there as we run it. So I'm gonna fire it up, and then I want to jump in it quick and see if I can get it to see if the clutch and shit works, because I have no idea the condition of this friggin' thing. Let's see if I can start it from the key. Alright, well, nobody's surprised by that. Contact. Shut it off before it loses its prime, and then we're really in trouble next time. Yeah, she's out of fuel. That's gonna do it for this revival. This one was quick. What we're gonna do next for this truck, it's not the last you're gonna see of it. Before we sell this truck, we're going to, because yeah, it is gonna be for sale. We're gonna get it to where it feeds out of the fuel tank and do something with this air filter, because I don't know if I pointed this out in the video, but it's friggin' janky. It's just a screen with like foam over it. We know I can't deal with something like that. We all know that. So we gotta get mirrors for it and see if we get the toolbox open. But that's gonna do it for this episode. If you like what you see here, stick around. Hit the subscribe button for me. You know, like and comment and whatever you guys got to do, but spread this shit around, man. I can't keep doing this if it ain't paying the bills, and I got to tell you, I'm paying all the money for this shit. I got $8,500 in that truck. All the money for this shit. So everything you guys can do would really help. Oh God, my eyes are watering from the friggin' exhaust. But another little side note, nothing smells like 453T exhaust. Nothing on the planet. I don't know why these things have a smell all their own. It's weird. And honestly, it's really bringing back memories for me, because my first Detroit truck was a 453T and I adored it. And I'm just loving it. Oh wow, it's smoky in there. So, you know the deal, you know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. We'll get this buttoned up, do a little bit more work on it. I got some sweet old school turbine wheels with tires we could put on it. This is gonna be a cool little truck. So thanks for watching, share it around, and we'll see you in the next one.